President Coley, I have the honor to inform you that the candidates for graduation, the faculty, staff, and guests are ready to celebrate the Gateway Community College Class of 2020. I now declare this 27th commencement to be open.
Thank you, Professor Freeze, our Grand Marshal. Stephen Freeze is among our longest-serving faculty members, having taught at the college for 34 years. Not only is Professor Freeze a highly respected teacher, he is also a widely syndicated food columnist, an author who leverages his professional activities to raise scholarship funds and intern opportunities for our students. We are grateful to Professor Freeze for his dedication to our students and outstanding contributions to Gateway Community College. So welcome to all of you who are joining us today to celebrate our 27th commencement. I am Thomas Coley, Acting President of Gateway Community College and Regional President of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities Shoreline West. Before we begin, I'd like to take a few moments to have a moment of silence for those who have lost their lives in the past 3 months. Thank you. I would also like to take a few moments to thank the medical community, first responders, and essential workers who have continued to risk their lives to better the lives of the rest of us. You are our heroes, and we are deeply grateful for your service. As we begin our celebration, we will take a few moments to share special messages from our governor, Ned Lamont, followed by greetings from Matt Fleury, Chair of the Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education, and Mark Ojakian, President of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities.
Congratulations to the 2020 graduates of Connecticut's community colleges. Okay, it's not exactly the graduation maybe you were coming to expect, nor were your parents, but it is a graduation nonetheless that you will never forget. And I got to tell you, we need you more than ever now. This is one of those pivot points in history. This pandemic has taught us a lot, but it's also taught us a lot about telelearning and how you realize just because you've graduated doesn't mean you've stopped learning. It's taught us a lot about telehealth and public health and the environment and how they play into each other. I hope some of you will be able to make a difference there as well. I think we've learned a lot about telecommuting, and the idea is you don't necessarily have to live in the big city, even though that job may be located there. You can live wherever you want to and still make a difference. Whatever it might be, 2020 hindsight is clear, but you can also see the future now, and you're going to be making that future. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Greetings. My name is Matt Fleury, and I am privileged to serve as the chair of the Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education. On behalf of the entire board, I'm honored and delighted to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you on your marvelous achievement. The celebration is happening in a different format than we would have hoped for or planned. Indeed, the final months towards commencement for you have been much different than you would have hoped for or planned. And nevertheless, here you are, celebrating commencement in a year that will go down in history. The heart and resilience that you demonstrated in reaching this moment are truly extraordinary. You have had to call upon your internal resources to rise to a moment of challenge, the likes of which you perhaps would have never contemplated. Those around you perhaps have asked more of you at a time when you had little left to give in the final strokes of an academic degree. In other instances, you may have had to ask those around you for extra support when they were under duress. Your circle of support your fellow students, your faculty and staff, your families and friends, all together share this achievement with you at its center. It is the heart and resolve that brought you to this moment that our society so greatly will need today and in the months and years ahead. And we're so grateful and proud and confident that you will be there at the vanguard to carry us forward. We'd like to recognize all of those who share this achievement with you and were part of it. And most of all, we'd like to thank and congratulate you. Congratulations.
I am Mark Ojakian, President of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities. On behalf of the CSCU system, I want to offer my sincere congratulations to all of this year's graduates. I know that this isn't the graduation you envisioned when you first walked through your institution's doors. Instead of a packed space filled with your friends, families, and classmates, you are home, practicing social distancing and helping to keep not only yourself, but also your community healthy and safe. I know that when you started your studies, you couldn't have imagined that midway through your final semester, a global pandemic would force your campus to abruptly close, forcing you from a campus that has become a home to so many of you. Yet through this difficult time, you have grown both as people and as students. You adapted quickly to a completely new way of learning, and you put in the hard work necessary to complete your degree. And while we may not be able to celebrate in person with the pomp and circumstance you so richly deserve, what you have achieved is even more special because you did it in such trying times in an unprecedented academic year. You did it. And in the process, many of you discovered passions that will translate into fruitful careers. All of you expanded your horizons by challenging yourselves, thinking critically, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and embracing creativity. I have no doubt that it made you a better educated, more well-rounded version of yourself. You have shown that it is today's students and graduates that are the change agents for the future and the next generation of leaders. So whether today is the beginning of the next step in your academic journey, or you're planning on entering or continuing in the workforce, or if you have other plans entirely, know that you have made the CSCU system and the state of Connecticut, by extension, very, very proud. So congratulations to the class of 2020. I can't wait to see the great things you will accomplish.
Thank you, Governor Lamont, Chairman Fleury, and President Ojakian. The Gateway Community College class of 2020 is indeed a determined, resilient, and hardworking group that will undoubtedly make a positive impact on our communities, our state, and our nation in the years ahead. Under typical circumstances, I would take this moment to introduce our platform guests. But this year is anything but typical, and we must continue to practice social distancing for the good of our communities and families. So I would take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the GCC Cabinet and college leadership virtually. Kathleen Ahern, Director of Advising and Retention. Mary Ellen Cody, Dean of Development and Community Partnerships. Lauren Doninger, Professor of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Teresa Eisenbach, Director of Human Resources. Evelyn Gard, Associate Dean of Communications and Marketing. Tanya Gibbs, Executive Assistant to the President. Mark Kaczynski, Dean of Academic Affairs. Jill McDowell, Director of Finance and Administrative Services. Elise Mulvihill, Dean of Student Services, Lawrence Saleh, Director of Information Technology, Vincent Tong, Regional Director of Institutional Research. On behalf of the students and the college community, I thank each of you for your dedication and countless hours of work to assure the safest and most comprehensive emergency response in the history of our institution. Also, I would like to take a few moments to sincerely thank our legislators, community supporters, foundation donors, those who are with us in spirit, and everyone who is watching at home and cheering on our graduates. I would also like to express my deepest gratitude to those who went the extra mile under the most unusual circumstances to bring our students to this day. Thank you to our faculty and staff who selflessly rose to every challenge with speed and determination, going above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that our students had the support they needed to make the rapid transition to online learning. I extend my thanks also to GCC Foundation Chair Paul McCraven and the Foundation Board for mobilizing to raise over $270,000 in response to the unexpected and dire need for technology and economic support for students in need. Together, this outstanding group of faculty, staff, and administrators and supporters have provided our students with the valuable instruction, support, and opportunities required to excel in a competitive world. Members of our college community also took time to volunteer their time and talents to knit caps for the homeless, deliver over 8,000 pieces of personal protection equipment to area hospitals, distribute food, and deliver groceries to vulnerable neighbors, and to sew cloth masks for the first responders. Several members of our dedicated staff made it possible for the college to lend out 19 hospital beds and other equipment to Yale New Haven Health System. Without realizing it, they set an outstanding example for our students, demonstrating the true meaning of community in a time of crisis. You continue to make an impact each and every day, and I thank you. To the class of 2020, congratulations. Today we celebrate you. While our celebration this year is virtual, it is no way diminished. As members of the class of 2020, you will go down in history for your unprecedented strength and determination to succeed, no matter what. You kept going, you kept learning, and you kept reaching. Many of you persevered in your studies while taking care of children who were also learning at home. And some of you had your routine disrupted by changes in your work and living situations. Others struggled to learn new technologies and had to find new ways to solve old problems. There are those among you who were seriously impacted by the COVID-19 virus, taking care of, and in some cases losing, loved ones or becoming ill yourselves. Yet, you persevered. And now the moment has come to reflect on your accomplishments and be GCC proud. You did it. I hope you will celebrate this milestone as the result of hard work and perseverance and creativity. Inspired by your very dedicated faculty, you continued to pursue excellence, and you were unstoppable. I applaud your resilience. Gateway Community College Class of 2020 is a diverse cohort of 720 motivated and talented individuals, including 88 nurses. Among them, GCC's Student of the Year, Ratisha Pittman. There are also 17 veterans representing 5 branches of the military, Thank you for your service. There are 81 business majors, including several award-winning entrepreneurs. You are the future teachers and engineers, counselors, healthcare workers, automotive, manufacturing, electronic, railroad, water management, engineering, and computer technicians, along with psychologists, social workers, graphic designers, artists, chefs, hospitality managers, information technology specialists, and entrepreneurs. And you have already proven that you have what it takes to go the distance. Some of you are ready to enter the next phase in your career, and others will go on to a university for the next step in a longer academic journey. Wherever the future takes you from here, please know that we at GCC are proud to be part of your journey. Class of 2020, you are truly remarkable. I ask that you take a moment to thank the family, friends who supported you on your academic journey. Success is never won alone, and it's important to acknowledge the contributions of those on whom you relied on for support along the way. As a GCC graduate, I encourage you to continue on the path of lifelong learning and to use all that you've experienced to reach even greater heights. As the world adjusts to what many are calling the new normal, I challenge you to become the architects of what that might mean. How will you take this experience and make your community stronger and better? What have you learned that you can bring to the workplace, or to your community, or to your family? You are equipped like no other graduating class in recent history to push through the toughest challenges and to succeed and to make a positive impact on our world. Take today's celebration as your call to action and carry on the outstanding work that you've already begun. I urge each and every one of you to keep going, keep learning, and keep reaching. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Coley. It is my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Reverend Professor John Henry Scott III. We are privileged to count Reverend Professor Scott amongst our most revered business faculty at GCC. He is also the pastor of Jesus Stands for Love and Justice Ministries here in New Haven, and the president and CEO of Wellness and Living the American Dream. Reverend Professor Scott is the recipient of multiple honors and awards, including the United States Small Business Administration 2005 Minority Small Business Champion Award for the state of Connecticut and all of New England. His affiliations include membership in the South Central Connecticut Regional Water Authority Watershed Fund, the New Haven Bar Association, the National Business Education Association, the International Society for Business Education, and a former member of the State of Connecticut Racial and Ethnic Disparity Commission in the criminal justice system. He is a sought-after motivational speaker and joins us today to address the class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Professor John Henry Scott III.
Hello, all my wonderful and beautiful people. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. You did it. You did it. You did it. To the historic 2020 graduation class of Gateway Community College. I'm so proud of you for what you have accomplished. Your family is proud of you. The entire faculty, staff, administrators, BOR, the community are all proud of you. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your determination. Thank you for your discipline. Thank you for your desire to not only survive in the midst of the world corona pandemic, but to strive in the midst of a paradigm shift in order to form a more perfect union, as stated in the United States Constitution. Speaking of the coronavirus, my wife, Mrs. Dawn Scott, Esquire, wrote in her farewell letter to her spring 2020 Gateway Community classes, due to the huge death toll and the number of people sick, I do not think that any of us will come out of this unscathed. But the bright side to almost any challenge is a likelihood of coming out stronger. In modern history, our country has not faced such a challenge. So I believe that each of us is already a little bit stronger. The threat is not over. States are opening. Please do what is best for your family, you and your family. You will have stories to share with the next generation. Stay safe. Have an awesome summer. Congratulations, graduates, my wife. I also say congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Some of you have been working for years to achieve this great goal of graduating. We congratulate you. You have done it under extremely difficult circumstances. You have successfully graduated. Keep up the great work. You are amazing. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Now, where do we go from here? Keep developing the greatness that's inside of you. Keep dreaming. Keep serving humanity. Keep making this world a better place. Keep moving forward. I say to you, continue to persevere. Never, ever quit. Continue to press on. Never, ever quit. Graduates, pursue goals that make for a more peaceful, just, and equal world. I say to you, as you look at your future, continue to pursue your educational goals to help your family and the worldwide family, for we are all one. Act locally, but think globally. Now's the time to remember that you stand on the shoulders of countless past generations of graduates who use their intellectual gifts to serve humanity. Greatness is found in service to all of humanity. Graduates, keep serving and bringing hope. There is still a lot of living and serving that you can do. Graduates, much is given and earned. Much is required from what you have learned. Take your great accomplishments, take that knowledge, and use it to serve humanity on a higher and deeper and wider level. The world needs you. The world needs help. We are all one. You know, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it this way. It really boils down to this, that all life is interrelated. We're all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied into a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. How do you bring hope? How do you serve humanity and affect and bring about positive, constructive, democratic, one race to human race change? Reverend Dr. King gives us the formula for transformation to a more perfect union and world. Dr. King states, but I'm still convinced that nonviolence is still the most practical, sound, and moral excellent way to grapple with the age-old problem of racial injustice. Reverend Dr. King states, a second basic fact that characterizes nonviolence is that it does not seek to defeat or humiliate the opponent, but to win his, and I add her, friendship and understanding. Graduates, as you continue to serve, remember, this is me, only love can drive out hatred and meanness and selfishness and greed. You wonderful, beautiful graduates, let us create a world where we can all breathe. You are graduating from a multiracial, multicultural, multi-class institution. It's the United Nations at Gateway. Here at Gateway, you received a special education, a special experience with respect to the oneness of humanity. You are special. You are amazing. Keep serving and breathing hope into this world and on this earth. Stand up for the beauty of diversity, for we are one. You know, President Kennedy said on June 10th, 1963, during his commencement address to American University graduates, and I quote the president, at least, President Kennedy, at least we can make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, Our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's futures, and we're all mortal. You have worked diligently to achieve this moment. Now walk in the new phase for your life. You know, Reverend Dr. King was embarking on a second phase of the civil rights and human rights movement on April 4th, 1968. Reverend Dr. King states, now we are in a new phase, and that is a phase where we are seeking genuine equality, where we are dealing with hard economic and social issues. And it means that the job is much more difficult. It's much more easier to integrate a lunch counter than it is to guarantee an annual income. It's much more it is much easier to integrate a bus than it is to get a program that will force the government to put billions of dollars into ending slums. Reverend Dr. King. Reverend Dr. King was embarking on a multiracial poor people's campaign that had everyone in it. According to data from the Modern Poor People's Campaign, co-chaired by the Reverend Dr. William Barber II, he states that today, before COVID hit, we had 80 million people, either uninsured or underinsured, before COVID hit. 61% of African Americans were poor and low wealth before COVID hit. 66 million white people in raw numbers were poor and low wealth in COVA, from the mountains of Appalachia to the Delta of Mississippi. You had extreme disparities, and COVA hit. That's Dr. Barber speaking. Graduates, keep serving and bringing all people together. You have to keep bringing hope. You have a great future in front of you, a great future in front of you. The future is yours as you strive to serve all humanity. Remember the words of the great servant of humanity, Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt, who was not only the wife of former four-term President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, where she worked tirelessly for fairness and equality, but Ms. Roosevelt was the chairperson of the United Nations Human Rights Commission, which established the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, passed on December 10th, 1948. Wow. She reminds us that the power to mold a better world is in your hands, you graduates. Where, after all, do universal human rights begin? In small places, close to home, so close and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world. Yet, they are the world of the individual person, the neighborhood he lives in, the school or college he attends and she attends, the factory, farm, or office where he works. Such are the places where every man, woman, and child seeks equal justice, equal opportunity, equal dignity without discrimination. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have little meaning anywhere. Without concerted citizen action to uphold these close to home, we shall look in vain for progress in the larger world. Wow, that's Mrs. Roosevelt. You have already accomplished great things, graduates. There's greatness inside of you. Be encouraged. Bring hope. Live your dreams. Serve all humanity. There is hope for today and tomorrow. Let me say this. We, America, we have made it through the Civil War. We have made it through World War I. We have made it through World War II. America has made it through many dangers, claws, and snares. We're a great nation. You have made it through COVID-19 and COVID-16-19. We will all be all right as long as you serve humanity and serve America. There is a great hope for America and the world. Why? Because of you, graduates. Let me say, as I prepare to close, what I always say at the closing of my Gateway Community College new student orientation motivational speech. Some of you remember that from when you first came here as freshmen, from the Don't Quit poem. I didn't write this. It's anonymous. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't quit. Now I'll go to the last verse. Please repeat after me. Success is failure. I can't hear you. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tent of clouds of doubt. and you never can tell, and you never can tell, and you never can tell how close you are. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight. So stick to the fight. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse. It's when things seem worse. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit. Don't quit. Don't give in. Don't give out. Don't throw in the towel. There's greatness inside of you. You have work to do on this earth. You have hope to bring. Keep moving, keep striving, keep serving, keep dreaming, keep bringing all people together, keep learning, press on, serve all humanity, and make this world a better place for all humanity. God bless America, and God bless the world. God bless everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Scott. You are always inspiring. Dr. Coley, it is my honor to announce the 11 students who have maintained a 4.0 grade average and are graduating with high honors. They are Stacy Appel, Rachel Chinicola, Ivana Figol, Naomi Adams Furtado, Michael Galamba, Daniel Hoganson, Ji-Sun Lee, Stephen McAdin, Mahanis Yusuf. At this time, I would like to present to you the Gateway Community College Class of 2020, whose names and images will be displayed on the screen. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Gateway Community College, I am pleased to present these candidates for graduation. They have received the unanimous recommendation of the faculty for the awarding of the degrees and certificates which they have earned.
Graduates of the Gateway Community College Class of 2020, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education, I hereby confer on you the appropriate degrees of Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and award the certificates of proficiency with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Graduates, as a sign of your new academic status, please move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, Gateway Community College Class of 2020. I wish you all the best and continued success.